Hello, everyone. I'm Susie McRae. I'm a proud global founder for a company called Onpassive, coming to you from Amherst, Massachusetts in the United States. And boy, am I excited for our guest today, because this is Let's Bless Our Loved Ones webinar, where you've been invited by someone who cares about you to hear about a business called Onpassive and the opportunity for you to come on board and become a proud founder like the rest of us. So how it's going to work today is you're going to hear a little bit from Marty DeGarmo, and then we're going to go into a recorded presentation by Mike Ellis, where you're going to hear about Onpassive. After that presentation, we're going to open up to the panel to say a few words, and then we're going to wrap things up. The best part about today is you can request a copy of today's presentation because you may want to re-listen to it and you may want to share it with someone you care about. Keep in mind, to become a founder in Onpassive is via invitation only. So you need to get back to the person who invited you and they will help bring you on board. This is not your typical webinar where we try to convince, pester, or pressure you into doing anything, because quite frankly, we don't need to do that. We don't need any more founders. Our CEO has been gracious enough to allow us a window of opportunity to continue to share this opportunity to become a founder with the people who we care about in our lives. And we think after you hear today, you're going to find that this is the only business to be in and the last business you'll ever have to be in for the rest of your life. So our first speaker is Marty DeGarmo. He comes to us from New Jersey in the United States. And Marty, for about 15 years or so, was a project manager in corporate America, traveled all across the globe. Then after that, for the last 17 years or so, he's been involved in online businesses, online marketing. He has seen it all. He has done it all. He has been a proud global founder with Onpassive for just over 3 years. He has seen this business inside and out, and he's going to share some wisdom with you as to once he saw Onpassive, he knew this was the only business he wanted to be involved with for the rest of his life. Ain't that the truth, Marty? So it's all yours, and when you're done, I'll introduce Mike and we'll get that video going.
Super fantastic. Thank you, Susie.
You're
Great
welcome.
job as always. Welcome, everybody. It's the 12th of April. I'm having trouble saying it because I can't believe it's April. I come to you from New Jersey, United States. I have been working online for 18 years, my 18th year. 15 of them was not fun. And the reason, and I'm going to tell you, and if you're looking for a business online, which you must be or you wouldn't be here, I'm going to tell you some horror stories that either you've seen or you're about to. If you don't, if you take the wrong moves. I got, like I said, in 2004, the first time I came online about looking for a business, I was doing it to make income. I would have loved to make what I was making at work or more. No doubt. I wasn't coming on for 10, 20 bucks. I wanted to make enough to, I wouldn't have to do anything else. Anyway, I got on, I joined a business. I'm alone. You know, I didn't have a team. I got on and got in a business. I can't even remember which one. It doesn't matter. I've been in hundreds and hundreds. I don't want to call them businesses because businesses don't treat you like that. It was opportunities. And I got an opportunity, and the opportunity was you get in. I did exactly what I was told. They gave me a website. They all did. What do? You got a beautiful website. Yeah, it's grand. Now what? Make a list of your friends and family and go introduce this to them. And if you get 3, help them get 3, help them get 3, and they get 3, you're set for the rest of your life. Sounds simple. So I got on, I did it, and it's not simple. What happens is after I went through my list and maybe got 2 or 3 family or friends in, you're going through the month and they're trying to do the same thing, and maybe they got 1, maybe 2. Now you're up, 30 days are up. Guess what you have? You have an auto ship. and the ownership could be anywhere from $100, $200, $300. So you fork out the money for the ownership. Now, if you add up from when you got in to now, you're losing money. You might get a couple people that came in with you to stay, but many will say, I can't afford to pay for an ownership. I thought I'd get in this to make money. Okay, that vicious, nasty circle of disgusting feeling went on for me for 10 years, 11 years. And during that, I did learn more things. I found out more. I hopefully could pick a better opportunity. But it went round and round. Either we got in, I thought, oh, the business is pretty good. There's the pay plan sounds great. I'll try to expand my list. I didn't know how to market. I didn't know how to create leads. Bought some solo ads. They cost hundreds of dollars and they didn't work. And this went on. I said, but I was bullheaded. I kept trying. About 10 years ago, I ran into Mike Ellis and Dan Street. We formed a team. They had skills I didn't. I had skills they didn't. I did learn how to market online. I learned how to market on Facebook, paid ads. It was a nightmare. You bring in people and a really bad thing showed its ugly head was now I'm meeting people like me 10 years earlier who don't know what to do. So I start talking the same line of, you know what, to them. Well, make a list, go to your family, and then go to the next. It's like, you know, that doesn't work, but you find yourself doing the same and doing the same thing. I hated it. So then we said, well, if we do it fast enough, maybe if we bring in people fast enough. So like I said, learned how to market. We started bringing people in, built teams of a few thousand people. So, well, this is great. But here's the problem. If you have any heart at all, or any kind of morals for me, telling people you're going to help them and knowing you can't is a lie in any other country in the world, okay? You say something and it's not true, it's a lie. So I found myself lying to people and I just couldn't do it. They asked me, well, just tell me what you're doing. I couldn't duplicate what I was doing. I can't take 10 years, put it in a little package and give it to Johnny. You do what I did. It wasn't like that. So now here I am, 15 years in, and I thought, oh my God, is there anything out there that gives everyone, lady, man, ugly, fat, white, black, purple, pink, tall, skinny, bullheaded, the same chance of succeeding online? Is there anything out there like it? I would think, well, 15 years, I haven't seen it. So the chances are, no, there isn't. But just over 3 years ago, I ran into somebody that I worked with before, Peter Rogers and Red Redford. Red's usually here. And I asked him, I trusted him, which is another thing online, trying to find somebody you trust. So I went to him, I said, what are you guys doing? And they explained to me what it was. And I said, well, I've got some criteria now. I'm not just jumping in. I don't want to keep doing this. In fact, I was ready to quit. And I said, okay, is there an auto ship? No. Check. That was a big check, by the way. Is there, can anybody do it? Yes, it's automated. It's done for them. Whoa. Okay. Does everybody have to recruit? You don't have to recruit at all. Whoa. So then I'm thinking, well, I'm going to join this thing. I got to join it. I got to see what it's about. Now, here's the scary part. What does it cost? So I went, how much? And they told me the price, and I went, you got to be kidding. It was unbelievably unbelievable. I joined just that day, that minute, that hour. Went back to Mike and Dan, told them what was going on. I didn't really know. I gave them the checks, though, that we were all looking for. They joined too that day. We all joined the same day. within minutes. Since then, I found out what, excuse me, what I was told that first day wasn't true. It was even better than I thought. And 3 years later, it's even better yet. I'm gonna turn it over to Julie. She's gonna play a tape from Mike Ellis. He'll give the presentation, but I want to add something. You can tell a company by where and who they are. The CEO is an amazing human being. I'm 62 years old. I've met a lot of people. I traveled all over the world and have never, ever met a man like him. Never. He built a company with heart. No joke. Built it for people knowing most people were stuck in that rut like I was and everybody else. On top of that, about 2 weeks ago, we found out we have offices all over the world. India, we have one in Singapore, an office in Florida, Orlando. And we found out a couple weeks ago on the 30th that we have 2 floors, mark this down, 2 floors in the Burj Khalifa in Dubai. I should be able to tell you that and not even give you the presentation and send you the registration link. That should be enough, but we will give you the presentation. If you get in Dubai and win the golden ticket, that's unbelievable. But to purchase 2 floors, not office, floors in the tallest building in the world, everyone travels there from around the world to see it. And we got the highest office on the planet. Now, if a company's not serious like that, there's no one has done that. And that just happened on March 30th. And we're expanding around the world. And you need to get the facts and you decide. Back to you, Susie.
Thank you. You nailed that, Marty. Absolutely. This is your opportunity. You're going to hear a presentation and then we'll be back to say a few more words. I put down in the chat, if you want a copy of today's presentation, you can send an email to onpassivenation@gmail.com. I'm going to hide myself here and I'm going to introduce our recorded speaker. Hold one moment. So today's presentation is by Mike Ellis. Mike Ellis has been a proud global founder with Onpassive for a little over 3 years. You heard Marty mention him. Mike is going to give you a great presentation. This was pre-recorded. It's about 20 minutes long. Sit back, enjoy, relax. What we love about Mike is a no-nonsense type of guy. He sticks with the facts. He understands the business inside and out, and you're going to really enjoy this presentation, and I will be back. I just want to make sure we can hear it. So Andy, I'm going to play. Tell me if you can hear it.
Today's webinar.
Could you hear that, Andy?
Sure.
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay. Sit back and enjoy. See you in about 20 minutes.
As Susie said, is for the new people coming in and just exploring Onpassive. So if you're new, you're in for a treat. We're going to share some things with you that will give you a way forward to actually start building wealth online. And that's why we're all here. We're here to find a way to build wealth and get out of those financial woes that all of us have been in at one time or another. And Onpassive is a unique company, very revolutionary. And what Ash and his team has done, and Ash is the CEO of Onpassive, has given us that opportunity to come in, participate with Onpassive, and get in a place where we actually start building wealth. You know, I've been with Onpassive for 2.5 years, and I've been able to see the journey of Onpassive as Ash came out with his vision and started to develop and build Onpassive, and people started coming in very early on in the process of developing Onpassive. Ash's vision just exploded. And today, the 2.5, 3-year journey that I've been on has taken me to a place where Onpassive it's a done deal. It is done. Susie talked about Onpassive being over 200 countries today. They are. Not only that, but giving millions of people around the world the opportunity to come in, participate, and get to that place where they don't worry about wealth. So as we think about Onpassive, we have to start with Ash Mufareh. Ash Mufareh is the CEO. He is the visionary. He is the brain trust behind Onpassive. And although it's taken me 2 years to watch what's been going on and happening with Onpassive, you are in a really, really unique position because we are in the process today of launching Onpassive to the world, a worldwide global launch. That is happening right now. And although I had to wait 2.5 years, 3 years for that to happen, the individuals coming in now, your wait is going to be very, very short. And as we go into the global launch, you will make money immediately. That's how quickly this thing is happening. Now, as we think about Onpassive, Onpassive is primarily a customer-based business. And all the products of Onpassive are made in Hyderabad. And the products of Onpassive are artificial intelligence and informational technology products. And all of these products are built from the ground up. They're proprietary, they're cutting edge, and all of these products cost less than their competitors at a lower price point. And the product side of Onpassive is so important when you start to talk about the volume that Onpassive is going to be bringing in, the number of customers that Onpassive is going to be bringing in. And Onpassive is primarily a customer-based business, even though you and I have the privilege to come in, participate with Onpassive, and again, get all the benefits of Onpassive. It is primarily a customer-based business. Now, the products of Onpassive are wide-ranging, anywhere from an automated marketing platform that has all the tools we use to market online, to a educational platform, to an HR platform, human resources platform, to as simple as a webinar platform. Right now, we're on Zoom. That is a communication platform that people use to communicate back and forth. Onpassive will have that. Now, all the products of Onpassive are being served today through other companies online, and customers come in because they need these products. These products are in high demand, and they come in and are using a lot of the products that Onpassive will be launching to the world right now with other companies. Not only that, but they're coming in and they are paying a monthly fee to use these products. That's really, really important for you and I to keep that in the back of the mind, because as people come in, use these products, pay a monthly fee, as Onpassive does the global launch to the world and they switch over to Onpassive, they will be paying a monthly fee, which makes our income a residual income. And it's really, really difficult to build wealth online unless you have a residual income. So as we look at the products of Onpassive, they are superior to anything that's out there. They're at a lower price point and people will flock in to use them. Why? It's just a couple of simple reasons why people will come in and use the products of Onpassive. Number one, it just makes their life easier. Number two, it makes their business easier. And number three, it makes their bottom line better. If you can use a product that you've been using for years and years and years, get one that's superior at a lower price point, saving you 30, 40, 50, 60% on that one product, people will come in and they will absolutely love it. And above and beyond that, as they come in and use the products of Onpassive, they're never going to leave, because the products of Onpassive are 5 to 10 years ahead of the competitions that is out there. And when you look at the products of Onpassive, we have no competition. That's how good Ash and his tech team in Hyderabad are. And the tech team in Hyderabad, they're about 200 strong right now. They make all the products of Onpassive, and they are brilliant. The guys and gals that are over there, what they're doing, what they have done is just remarkable. And as we look at Onpassive and the global launch of Onpassive, and I will talk about that a little bit toward the end, we know that as we go into the global launch of Onpassive, Onpassive will be a billion-dollar company. I think their value as we go into the global launch of Onpassive will be right around $3 billion. Now, that's really, really important to understand that this is something that's never been done in the history of business, in the history of the world. Onpassive will be the first company as they go into the global launch that will launch as a unicorn company, a billion-dollar company. Why is that important to you? Again, when we start talking about the volume of Onpassive, the sheer number of customers and the wealth that's going to be generated by Onpassive, Ash Mufareh has told us the wealth that's going to be coming into Onpassive, he's going to share with you and I. And it's not going to be 5% or 10% or 12%. He's going to share the majority of the wealth with you and I. And what that means is he's going to be sharing 52, 55, 60, 65% of the wealth that's coming into Onpassive. Again, unicorn company, billion-dollar company. That wealth is going to be coming into Onpassive, and the majority of that wealth is going to be shared with those individuals that are participating with Onpassive. That's you and I. And Susie earlier talked about the founder position. That's what we are. We're founding members right now, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. But as we look at the sheer wealth that Onpassive is going to be bringing in, sharing it with you and I, the founding members of Onpassive, that puts us in a really unique position, again, to take care of that bottom line. So let's talk about the wealth just very, very quickly. And then I'm going to talk about what Onpassive is going to do for you specifically, so that you can build that wealth. That's where it gets really, really exciting for those founding members that are in Onpassive. As we talk about the volume of Onpassive, let's talk about this Zoom that we're looking at right now. This is a webinar platform, communication platform that people use to communicate. And Zoom is the largest webinar platform online today. They're one of the big dogs. And as we look at Zoom and the amount of revenue they've done in the last 12 months, they did about $2.6 billion in revenue. That's the amount of money they made. That's the amount of money they cleared. The amount of business they did was way, way more than that, but they cleared $2.6 billion. And as we look at the webinar platform of Onpassive, it's called OConnect. And OConnect, again, is absolutely superior to what we're looking at right now. As we look at the Zoom webinar, this is really outdated technology that we're using today. And we've been using it for a little while, and we know there are a lot of hiccups to the Zoom webinar platform. That will not be the case with OConnect, and it will be unlimited. You can have as many people on a webinar as you want for the same cost. So again, it'll be superior at a lower price point. As we look at Onpassive using this particular Zoom platform, they spend about $10,000 a month to use this platform. Why do they do that? OConnect, it is done, it is ready, but it is integrated with all the other products of Onpassive. So we can't pull that product out and use it right now. We have to wait for the global launch of Onpassive. That's why we use Zoom. But as we look at OConnect, the webinar platform of Onpassive, I've talked to some technicians that have come in and become founders of Onpassive. They know the industry, they know the technology, they know the language. And they tell me very, very nonchalantly that they believe as we go into the global launch of Onpassive, they will take 90 to 90% of the market away from Zoom and all the other webinar platforms that are out there. And there are about 24 other ones that are out there. And they say this like it's just a done deal. And they get very, very excited about one product in Onpassive taking 95% of the market away from those individuals that are servicing this market today. Very, very exciting things when you think about $2.6 billion, taking 90% of that away from the people that are servicing this niche and bringing it into Onpassive. Again, this is showing you the volume that's going to be coming into Onpassive, okay? That's one product. Onpassive has over 50 products, all proprietary, all built from the ground up, all cutting edge technology, all superior at a lower price point. And many of these niches are multi-billion dollar niches. Now, if we can do this with this platform, the Zoom platform, webinar platform, what are we going to do with the other platforms? It's going to be massive. And I will talk about volume a little bit more after I talk about what Onpassive is going to be doing for you. Really, that's the important part of everything we're talking about today. As we think about Onpassive and you come into Onpassive, we go into the global launch. Onpassive is going to go to work for each and every one of us. How are they going to do that? They're going to reach into their their bucket of products, the IT products of Onpassive, and they're going to start building an automated marketing platform for each and every one of us. Okay. When they do that, they're going to hook it up to AI. That makes it 100% automated. That's really, really important, because as you come into any business, most people fail because they just don't have the skill sets to succeed online with those businesses. Onpassive, because they're hooking it up to AI, artificial intelligence, your business becomes 100% automated. That's a really, really big deal. It doesn't stop there. They're going to reach back into their box of tools. They're going to pull out traffic. Traffic is another product of Onpassive, and they're better than anybody I've ever seen at driving traffic. What is that? They're getting good qualified eyes in front of the products of Onpassive. As they come in, they're managing the sale, they're managing the people using the products, they're managing the whole process of people coming in and buying from Onpassive. That's a really, really big deal. Again, I don't want to have to manage 1,000 or 10,000 or 100,000 or 1 million customers in my business. Onpassive is going to do all that for us. So they're going to drive traffic, get those good qualified eyes in front of us as they come in and buy. They're going to land underneath you, a certain percentage of them. That's how we get paid. As customers land underneath you, that's how you and I get paid in Onpassive. And it's a lot like a sales individual that does commission sales with a company, does a $100 sale, makes $10, makes 10%, makes $10 on that sale. That's how it's going to work with Onpassive. But again, because of the volume, we're not talking about 5 or 10 or 15 or 20 people landing underneath you as customers. It is going to be massive. And that's when we can actually start building wealth. So Onpassive is actually going to go to work for us, build the sales platform, hook it up to AI, drive traffic, manage the customers coming in. And again, as they land underneath us, that's how we're going to get paid. So this is very, very simple, but it's revolutionary. There has never been another company that will do this for those individuals coming in and participating with Onpassive. And if you ever find another company like that, and you won't, like Susie said, I've been doing this about 15 years. I have never seen this ever, ever, ever. A company that actually cares about the individuals they're bringing in and wants to see them successful. And by the way, Onpassive will guarantee you will be successful. They don't put a dollar amount on that, but they guarantee your success. And as you learn more about Onpassive, you're going to pick your own dollar amount. And whatever a dollar amount you pick, I can tell you based off of what I'm seeing and the experience I have, whatever number you pick, it's going to be too low, because Onpassive is going to outperform whatever you're thinking. So that's what Onpassive is going to be doing for us in very, very simple terms. So how do we all come into Onpassive? Susie's talked about the founding membership. I've talked about it a little bit today. There is a position. It is the founding position. It is a $97 position. And what it does is it locks you into the company of Onpassive, locks you into the pay structure of Onpassive. That last part, really, really important, being locked into the pay structure of Onpassive. Now, the founding position has many, 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 many benefits as people come in and become founding members. I think for me, one of the biggest benefits is the ability to share Onpassive and change people's lives. And anytime you share Onpassive and you bring another individual in and they land in your organization, it's like an additional cash register. And customers are the same way. They're additional cash registers. But as you bring in additional people, they become founding members. That cuts time frames and gets you in a position to get to that place where you reach your financial goals quicker. And the founding position will do that. The founding position will also, as we go into the global launch of Onpassive, Onpassive is going to look at that position and go, okay, they were founding members. We're going to drive traffic, more traffic through their business than we do other people. It's a really, really big deal. The more eyes you can get in front of your business, the quicker your business grows. And Onpassive is going to do that with the founding position. There are other benefits to the founding positions. There will be bonuses that we can receive as founding members that no one else will be able to. And there are things that Ash hasn't even shared with us yet. So the founding position has tremendous value. It's a powerful position to get you in a place where you're ready to run as Onpassive goes into the global launch and get to that place of financial independence. So what do the founders do when Onpassive goes into the global launch of Onpassive? As Onpassive goes into the global launch, all the founders will come in and there will be a subscription fee. Now, the founding membership, $97, that's a one-time fee. You'll pay it out of pocket once. You'll never have to go out of pocket again. One time, $97 one time. It's the same with the subscription fee. As we come in, we're going to have to pay a subscription fee. That subscription fee is going to be between $200 and $300. I always tell people $300, total of about $400. It is a one-time fee. You'll pay it once. You'll never have to go out of pocket again. That's about a total of $400. Once we do that, we'll go into our back office, we'll click a button, we'll become independent resellers of the IT product. Why did I tell you that? In order to be paid from Onpassive, we have to become independent resellers of the IT product. You have to go in your back office, click the button, become an independent reseller of the IT products of Onpassive, and now Onpassive can pay you. Okay, let's back up to the subscription fee. That subscription fee, it is a monthly fee, okay? So if it's $300, it's a $300 fee month after month after month. But I told you, it's a one-time fee for you. Why? Onpassive, as they go into the global launch, will start to build your business. And they guarantee you will only pay that fee once, and the preceding months will be paid from the profits we make from the commissions of those individuals, those customers landing in our organizations. Onpassive guarantees that. So as we look at the $300 and the $97, one-time payment, one time out of pocket. After that, you will never have to come out of pocket again. Now, as we come in, pay the subscription fee, we get all the IT products of Onpassive. It's really, really important because with those IT products, that's when Onpassive goes to work for us. They're going to build a sales platform. They're going to hook it up to AI. They're going to drive traffic through it. They're going to drive customers through it. They're going to manage all the customers coming in. And as customers come in and land in your organization, you will get paid. So that's how the whole process is going to work. It's very, very easy. This is not a difficult process to understand. And the management of this process is done by Onpassive. Probably the biggest thing you're going to have to do is manage the money coming into your back office and making sure you take it out on a regular basis. So this is the company of Onpassive. I really want to talk about the volume just a little bit more so you understand all the things that Onpassive is doing for us and then the sheer volume that's going to be coming into Onpassive. And I want to talk about 4 products of Onpassive. And those 4 products are OConnect, which is the webinar service. I want to talk about Ocademy, which is the educational platform. I want to talk about OStaff, which is the human resources platform that they'll have. And I want to talk about the traffic product that they'll have. If we look at those 4 niches and the total revenue that comes into all the companies that are servicing those niches today, it's about $483 billion. They are massive, massive niches. Now, if Onpassive comes in and only takes 10% of all of those niches the first year, they would bring in $48 billion. Now, we already know, and I believe, that they're going to take 90 to 95% of the webinar niche, the online webinar niche. So might they take more than 10% off those 4 niches? They might. They might take 12, 15, 20% of that. And obviously, as they take more of that market share, the amount of revenue coming in increases exponentially. And as that revenue increases exponentially, what does it do for you and I? Yeah. Onpassive is going to share the majority of the wealth with you and I, those individuals participating with Onpassive. And they're doing all the work. This is truly revolutionary. It's unique. It's absolutely awesome. And we are so close to the global launch of Onpassive. Those individuals that are coming in now, the time frame between you coming in now, the global launch, and actually starting to make money is a lot less than 2.5 years. In fact, I believe it's only weeks away. So we are in a unique position, all of us, and the new people even more so, of coming in and taking advantage of everything that Onpassive is going to be doing very, very quickly.
Okay. Oh, hang on a second. That's what happens sometimes. Okay, but we're flexible, right? Wow, thank you, Mike Ellis. That was pre-recorded, but always a great presentation. So you heard about Onpassive. You got a good overview of it. And we put down in the chat that if you would like a copy of today's presentation, all you have to do is send an email to onpassivenation@gmail.com. So really think about it. The things Mike was talking about, a done for you business, automated, information technology infused with artificial intelligence, products that people want and are using. The best part about it that I found when I was introduced to Onpassive was at first I was thinking, okay, who's going to handle this? The customers, all the troubleshooting, the products. Not me. Onpassive is going to do that for us. That was like, oh my goodness. Our CEO, Ash Mufareh, has this figured out. He has products that people want and need, and he has a business model that is revolutionary, that has never been seen before. Immediately, when I heard about it, I jumped right on board and kept doing my education in it. And I've been a proud founder for over 2 years now. And then I also spoke with my friends and my family and told them about Onpassive and got them on board as well. You heard from Mike, it's a $97 fee to become a founder. And then once we launch, which is very, very soon, you will activate your account, which will be between $200 and $300. You only pay that once out of pocket. The rest of your subscription every month will be paid from your profits. How cool is that? And we have a CEO who's going to be sharing the profits of this company with all of us. So we do have some people on the panel today. We're going to start with Andy Burks, comes to us from, he gets to go first today. Andy is, he'll let you know, he's not really a techie kind of guy, and that's okay. You don't need to be part of Onpassive. Onpassive is made for everybody. But Andy is going to go through probably a few numbers for you, and he'll have your head spinning like he always has my head spinning. So it's good to see you, Andy. If you'd like to share a few things, and then we'll get to Charles and we'll wrap this up.
Thank you, Susie. Yeah, the only reason I'm not last today is because there's hardly any of us here today. It's just me and Charles. so it's 50-50 today. It was cool.
Okay.
As Susie said, I'm not technically minded in the slightest, so I haven't got a clue how to market. I've never done that before, and I don't really understand how all of the products work, but I don't need to. I love the simplicity of this. I love the fact that they're going to register a domain name, build a website, drive specific targeted traffic to the website, close the sale and deal with all the customer support, but pay me for every customer that comes on board. How simple is that? Now, I've been helping expats out over the years in various different locations around the globe to save money for their retirement. And basically, in order to have a decent income at retirement, let's say $50,000 a year, you'd need to have put away enough money that it can provide a pot of about $1 million. Now, realistically, that's around about $1,000 a month for 20 years. Because you can multiply the power of compounding, etc. It's worth between 800 and a million, 800,000 and $1 million. So you'd have to pay $1,000 a month. Now, what we're talking about is an individual business here that costs $97 to get in and a one-time activation fee of $300 odd. So that's 400. Now, this is where the power of numbers comes in. So I'm going to give you an example, and I stress this is an example. It's not what's going to happen, or even what could happen. It's just purely an example. So I'm going to say that it's going to take the company a couple of days or a couple of weeks to get your first 3 customers. And after that, it's going to take 3 months to provide 3 further customers for you and 3 further customers for each of those 3 that you first took on. So it'll go you plus your 3 is 4. Times 3 is 12, plus your 4 is 16. 16 times 3, 48, plus your 16, 64. 64 times 3, 192, plus your 64, 256 customers. Okay, so at the end of the first year, you've done absolutely nothing. You've got 256 customers in this example. If you got the vision like the rest of us here and get so excited about what's going on, and as Marty mentioned earlier, if you haven't seen the launch in Dubai, bearing in mind no one except the builders of Burj Khalifa advertise up it, so seeing Onpassive everywhere in Dubai, you've got to get in. But if you shared this opportunity with simply 9 other people, 9 others that joined you on this journey, you can multiply those numbers I gave you by 10. So you'd have 2,560 people at the end of the first year instead of 256. Now, technically, that's 10 times your income. Now, as Mike mentioned, you can reduce that time frame to achieve the income that you want, whether that be $10,000 a month, $50,000 a month, or whatever the figure might be. You have the opportunity. Now, we're expected to take on over 100 million customers in our first year. As Mike said, these are far superior products at a far lower price point than is available in the market today. And the genius of this system means that if someone comes on board as a customer, in the top right-hand corner, it'll say, Mr. Customer, did you know that as there are some customers underneath you, if you click this button and become a reseller, we'll pay you to use the products. Now, who in their right mind is going to leave? Yeah, but if we take on 100 million customers in our first year, we got 1.2 million founders. We're, as near as damn it, in the top 1% of $1 billion company already. Now, just think if you were in the top 1% of Amazon or Facebook or Google or Microsoft, oh my word, just think what that would do for you. I hope that helps. Susie, back to you.
Yes, thank you so much, Andy. You always get my head spinning a little bit on those numbers, and I think one of the best things too is that we don't have to recruit. Almost all of these businesses, we do talk about sharing but this is just such a different business because most people don't like to recruit. And our CEO knows that. And plus he's a genius with marketing. The marketing campaigns have started now. We're getting ready for the global launch. He knows how to market, and he knows that most people do not like to recruit or to sell or to get people into a business. They're doing all the work for us. And what I really love about our CEO is he knows he's going to fill our tanks. And he tells us once our tank is full and we take care of ourselves and our bottom line, then the expectation is we are going to be giving back. And all the founders are on board with that. And we have Oh Bless, which is a product that's going to help us do that. We're already starting things now on the ways that we are going to give back to the globe. And how wonderful to be a part of something like that. Nothing I've ever seen like this in my lifetime. Okay, we're going to wrap things up with Charles Osong. Charles comes to us. He currently lives in the state of Maryland in the USA. Charles has a background of over 30 years in information technology. Charles knows Onpassive inside and out. He has helped founders all across the globe answer questions, run webinars. He's well known by a lot of founders, and he's going to give a little bit of his wisdom about Onpassive. Now, is your audio working okay, Charles?
Yes, can you hear me?
We can hear you clear as a bell. It's all yours.
I had to take off the headset because it was acting up, so
okay.
Get a new one, right? Anyway, thanks, Susie. Thanks, Andy, Mike. You guys have done a fabulous job. And I don't even know if there's much for me to say except to reiterate what Susie just talked about, no recruiting, no sales necessary. I know Andy also just said he doesn't know or like to recruit, he doesn't know how to. Guess what? He's not alone. Most of us don't know how to recruit. Most of us are not salespeople, so we don't know how to sell, right? And that is the biggest problem that Onpassive has solved. That is the single most important difference between Onpassive and any other company that you can see out there. For me, like Susie said, I have decades of experience in the IT field. I also have decades of experience in businesses online as well as offline. I have done so many MLM businesses, easier to count those that I haven't done than those that I have done. And they all brought me to one conclusion. We as human beings, selling is not our forte. And that is why only 3% statistically succeed. And I believe that that percentage is even high. It's below 3%. Okay? Now, 3 reasons why you're going to find Onpassive very attractive. And I'm giving these 3 reasons. I give it everywhere I go because I know no company on earth has all 3 of these factors that I know. Okay? Number 1, you do not have to sell or recruit even one person to make money. And I mean enough money, not some chump change, like 0.5% a day or 1% a day, not any of that. Enough money for you to leave a legacy to your children, your children's children, and beyond. That's what I'm talking about. Number 2, you do not have to come out of pocket every month. All over the industry, they do something called monthly auto-ship, and that's a killer because when the going gets tough, that's the first thing that goes out the window, right? Onpassive has eliminated that. Number 3, you're gonna find some companies out there are trying to eliminate those first 2, but the third one is not there. Legitimate, viable product. Now, by legitimate, I mean legal. By viable, I mean necessary. Something that mankind needs, you and I, we need every day. Think about the internet. Think about your cell phone. That's what I mean by viable product, okay? Because all those other products, a lot of those things you can do without. But these ones, if you don't have them, life is miserable. And Onpassive has got the most legitimate, viable digital services that you can find. And again, there are a lot of companies out there with legitimate products, maybe even viable products, right? Legitimate and viable, but they don't meet the other 2. And there's some meet the other 2, don't have this last one. Some have 2 in any mix, any match, don't have all 3. If you find a company out there with all 3 of these things that I just mentioned, you get to any one of us on this panel, and we will be your first customer. It doesn't exist. Okay? So if you're sitting on the fence and time is really, really short right now, because any time from now, guess what? The windows, the doors will be shut. Everything will be shut. We're not going to take any more founders. You're about to become a founder of a company that is going to be, it's a giant in the making. This is a revolution. There's not going to be another company again like Onpassive, believe me, because I say what? Onpassive is the first company that I say is democracy in business. Why? Because it is business of the people, for the people, and by the people. Do not miss out. Back to you, Susie.
Wow. Thank you, Charles. I love when you do those 3 things and you hit the nail on the head with those 3 things. I mean, really think about it. Think about in your lifetime, When have you been invited to be a founding member and to partner with the CEO who embraces the founders across the globe on this journey and is going to share the profits of the company with the founding members? I have never been invited to anything like this in my life. And I am just thrilled to be part of this company and be a proud global founder. And you know what? You can too. So this is what you need to do. You need to get back to the person who invited you, because the only way to become a founding member is through invitation. How cool is that? First of all, they will get you all set up. You can be locked in as a founding member. You will have access to the back office. You will sign a non-disclosure agreement, and you will be able to see more and more information, webinars, all the times we are spending with our CEO, all the events we have, and you're going to just get more and more and more excited. And then you too can invite others to jump on board. But remember, the window of opportunity is closing very soon. Also in the chat, I put down where you can send an email to receive a copy of today's presentation. Just shoot an email to onpassivenation@gmail.com. Marty will send you a copy of today's presentation so you can share with others. So I want to thank everyone. Thank you, Marty. I will end this for you. Thank you, Andy, for joining us today, and Charles, and also Mike Ellis, although it was pre-recorded. You always hit a home run with the presentation, Mike. We appreciate you. And we will see you at the very top where your ears will pop.
Yeah, I just want to make one quick announcement. Like I said earlier, the window is fast closing. Very soon it's going to be shut permanently. And I do have another guest webinar on Thursday, 4 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. I will send out the links. It will be in the back office for those of you founders who have loved ones that you want to bring into the business before time runs out, okay? And if you're a guest here today, hopefully you're going to join us. And once you do, you have limited time to also extend a blessing to your loved ones. And that is why we're doing these things frequently, because time is running out. Thank you. And have a great rest of the week.
Okay, thanks, everyone. Get back to the person who invited you. And like I said, we'll see you at the top where your ears will pop. Okay, have a great day.
Bye.